to you live from the White Picket Studios in Houston, Texas. This is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Welcome to the Realty Ruckus out of the White Picket Realty Studios. I am your host, Alan Hernandez. Sitting next to me, your producers, David Bonilla, Gibran Hernandez. We are here to help your real estate business grow and are excited to be here today. We have a phenomenal show planned as always. Don't forget that you guys can drop all your questions, comments, concerns, and trolling down below. We love to see all of everything that you like, that you love, angry faces, you name it. We want to hear it. So thank you guys again for joining us. Now, of course, before we get started today, I'd like to talk a little bit about what's going on.
You'd like to hawk a little bit?
I'd like to talk a little bit about what's going on here in personal life and in my personal life right now. I am in the middle of preparing for Harvey. Actually, I'm not preparing at all. This is about as much water as I have for this Harvey storm that's coming into Houston. And from what I understand, it's supposed to be pretty serious. But didn't they say that last time we were going to have a serious storm come in here?
Alan's one of those guys.
Yeah, I know. Alan,
wait,
Alan is that guy.
So you guys are like the doomsday preppers, right? You guys are the ones that go to Walmart and buy everything and like fight for water.
I love how like history, everyone just forgets about history really, really quickly. Do you not remember the thousands of people who said the same thing when the huge hurricane hit Galveston in 2009.
That's true.
And
that's true.
Thousands of people dead in their home because they were like, oh, come on. Last time there was a storm, nothing happened. And I'm not going to prep for this
first
one.
Of all, I'm
going to have a cup of water this
We don't live in Galveston. We don't live in Galveston. Thank goodness. Well, we don't live there.
Do you not remember Hurricane Alicia?
We have been through several hurricanes here in Houston.
Allison?
We've been through several hurricanes here in Houston. And Houston floods, period. Like Houston is an
Jennifer
area
Lopez,
that
Katrina.
Those are horrible hurricanes.
Jennifer the Blocks.
Those cause so much damage. But you know, if you live in Houston, I think you should just be prepared regardless. I mean, come on, it floods here at least 3-4 times a year, like major flooding.
Wait, where did you make that statistic? It's floods here maybe once a year.
Like major flooding, yes.
Once a year, yeah.
Yeah, the kind where you got to take your canoe out. But I mean, I can tell you that in my street, I see it at least 3-4 times where the water comes up maybe, I don't know, 5-6 inches, you know? I mean, it floods.
Yeah, okay. You know? That's what you count as flooding. I didn't know what you meant as flooding.
Flooding is flooding the way I see it.
The way I see flooding, it's like when 288 is no longer a freeway and instead it's a retention pond.
That's true.
That's when I know Houston is flooded.
When did that happen?
What do you mean when it happened?
288, yeah.
09.
No, 2015 that happened. 2015.
Oh,
last year that happened.
All right, so it actually happens about once a year.
Yeah, once a year we get a big giant flood.
So let's say this is our big giant flood.
Dude, if this wasn't that serious, Governor Greg Abbott wouldn't have declared a state of emergency already.
For 30 counties.
He's already declared a state of emergency for 30 counties.
So is it going to flood in San Antonio? Because I'm going to be there tomorrow.
No, man, that's where people go to evacuate to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to be taking a trip. Everything's going to be fine.
I don't give a F city, you know? That's where people like you're like, oh, I don't really care. I'm out of here. Here we come, San Antonio.
No, man. You know, in preparation for the flood, one of the things that Brandon was doing is updating his Tinder account, and I got a chance to see what that was all about. This is
part of y'all's storm preparation.
I got a chance to see.
Was he gonna swim over to meet girls at the local park or something?
Now, here's the thing. I've actually never been on there, so I got a chance to just be like, hey, let me see your phone and let me see what that's all about.
You know your wife listens to the show.
Oh, that's fine. Of course she's listening to the show, and that's fine. It's a good thing that I haven't gotten a chance to be on there, I think, right?
I don't know if she likes it that you were on Brandon's Tinder, though.
Today, for the first time, I got a chance to experience Tinder and understand what it's like to date in New Age technology. See, when I was dating...
Let's be clear.
That's not dating, that's swiping.
Date. That's swiping to hook up.
Oh.
There's a big difference.
Is that what Tinder is?
Oh, yeah, if you want to date, you go like on eHarmony or Farmers Only, Christian Mingle. You guys laugh, but I know somebody who is not Christian, doesn't live on a farm, and doesn't care about Harmony, and he's got accounts with all 3 sites, and he meets women on all of them.
And those are for dating?
Yeah, those are for dating.
Got it. So
if you want to hook up, then you've got Plenty of Fish, Tinder. Well, what's another one, Brandon?
Well, it doesn't matter because I got Brandon at least like 10 good dates.
Really? I don't know about that on GroupMe.
Brandon said GroupMe. Yeah, wow, that's a new one. I didn't know that one. So anyway, that's what we've done to prepare for Storm Harvey today. How about that?
Yeah. Well, let's be serious for a second here. A few things that you want to make sure that you have. we got to remember, the last major storm here in 2009, we lost power for 15 days.
Yeah.
And
some areas a little bit more.
That's when I ended up moving back with one of my college buddies. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. And so you want to make sure that you've got some non-perishables. I'm not talking about go be a doomsday prepper, but go get some cereal, go get some cans of food just in case. You never know when the power is going to go out. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to knock over a power line. That could be just bad luck during a storm and a power line goes out. Next thing you know, you don't have power for 10 days. So just because Hurricane Bill didn't do any destruction doesn't mean you don't take them seriously. That's all I'm saying. Look, I'll say this much. Do you have home insurance?
I do.
Oh, why? Nothing's ever happened to your house before. Why in the world would you waste money on home insurance? That's the dumbest thing ever. You see, that's the same argument.
All right, do we want to go down that hatch hole today?
Yeah,
we're talking about the storm the whole show. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of storm topics going on today. So.
Great. I love talking about storms.
That's what I'm talking about. It's you're just preparing just in case. Now,
all I'm saying is, if you live in Houston, you should be prepared regardless.
So what do you have prepared already?
What do you have prepared?
What do you have prepared?
Dude, I can tell you that out of my pantry, we can live at least 20 to 30 days. We have water stored up all the time. Like we don't just go buy water for the day. I mean, who does that? Who goes and buys like
how much water do you have stored? Your pantry's not big enough for 20 or 30 days.
There's plenty of non-perishables.
That's how you know Alan hasn't cooked in a long time. He's like, we had like 4 boxes of rice. We had like 7 cans of tuna
15 days worth of rice, man.
Just be safe out there. Take the threat seriously. You don't want to get caught in a situation where you're out of power for 15 days and you have nothing to eat because everything in your fridge went bad.
Exactly.
That's all we're saying.
We're just kidding
around. Don't go out there be a doomsday prepper, but be prepared.
When we get back, let's talk about how we can add value to our clients even during a heavy storm or heavy weather. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And now, breaking weather from the White Picket Studios.
With David Bonilla.
Did you like that?
I love it. Where did that come?
Oh man, that's from my high school days on the newscast. So obviously everybody knows the breaking news is that Harvey has turned from a tropical depression to a Category 1 so far and could possibly be a Category 3 by landfall.
They were saying first that it wouldn't even make it to Category 1. Now they're saying Category 3. That's scary.
Which would be the first Category 3 hurricane to hit landfall in 11 years in Texas. So we want to make sure everyone is properly prepared out there. You can expect some rain starting tonight And then Friday is when it's actually going to start picking up later into the day mainly. And the temperatures are actually going to drop. We're going to have a high of 83 tomorrow and a low of 79. And that's going to be basically it through the weekend. A high of 80 and lots of rain. So
stay dry.
Like Brandon's showing me in the meme right now, it gonna rain.
It gonna rain.
And a few things that I'll say, because I know that Alan might think I'm like some doomsday prepper.
You are.
But I will say this. Don't drown, turn around. Really, really believe that. Because I see way too many people with really low-lying cars decide that they're going to drive straight through high water.
Man, that just sounds like a really good rap song, though.
Yeah. Don't drown, turn around.
That does not sound that good to me at all.
Hey, no, not at all.
I think we should,
Let's stick to real estate.
revive our rapping careers
should
right
we?
now.
I got a beat, man. Whenever you're ready.
But no, I'm serious about that, especially us that are realtors and investors, realtors. We're driving around the city a whole lot. And granted, when it's a little bit of rain, it's not a big deal to go drive around. But if you see that the streets are flooding, don't be like, all right, I can make it this time.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it.
I saw that. No, everyone always goes, I saw that other car do it, so I'm going to do it now.
I'm going to put it in first gear. If I put it in first gear, I'm going to make it.
Everyone thinks that, like, I'll put it in first gear and I just won't let go of the gas and it'll make it.
Yeah.
And then their engine dies out. And then just like that old man, he looked like he was high on drugs, that old man, the last time. But the newscaster had to go, like, pull him out of his car because he was drowning. So if you get out there, don't drown, turn around.
There you go. Now, you guys heard it from the beat master himself, DJ BB Gibran Hernandez, with his new song, debut album, Don't Drown, Turn Around. All right, so what can we do for our clients to provide some value during this time?
Well, I can tell you what not to do. Because I did this one time. I'm guilty as charged. As soon as the storm came around, I thought, well, you know what? And this is when I was doing a lot more construction. I said, I'm going to go out and I'm going to put flyers on people's houses that got flooded. If I see a bunch of junk out in the driveway, I'm going to go put a flyer saying, hey, I do remodeling. And then I also put out flyers that said, I can buy your house if it flooded. I don't mind buying a flooded house. Oh, my goodness. The response was the absolute worst response I've ever gotten in my life.
Bro, you came in like a freaking vulture.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. But at that time, and I said this in the training this morning, but at that time, I saw those houses as like pork chops. Like, I was a contractor ready to work. Those were my pork chops I was about to get down on.
Yep.
And I was just waiting. I literally, in my head when I did that, I thought people were going to be just chomping at the bit like, yeah, my house flooded. Let me call you and let me give you some work. And I quickly realized instead, I got a bunch of calls that were like, how dirty are you? You're horrible trying to take advantage of people. And I was like, I'm not trying to take advantage of anyone. I just want to help people remodel their houses. Sure. But people don't see that after a disaster. They don't feel that way.
They're in disaster mode.
Yeah. So if things that you can do, if you're a realtor or a contractor or an investor, whatever you want to do, but you want to provide people with value instead of just saying, give me your beat up house or give me your flooded house.
Business.
Yeah. So here's a few things you can do. So one, you can give people tips on how to prepare their house for the storm.
Yeah, so maybe like sending out an email or a text.
Yeah.
If you're able to text all your clients, hey,
here's
a quick list of things you can do to prepare.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're familiar that you have a house in a flood zone and normally you get a 1/4 inch of water or maybe a little bit more during a big giant storm, I would advise them go get some sandbags and start putting out sandbags. Look, I get it. It costs money to prepare. It's a pain in the butt to prepare, and it's annoying when you prepare and nothing happens.
Yes.
But you know what's more annoying? When you had the opportunity to prepare, and then something really bad happens and you didn't prepare.
Well, and we've had houses that we've owned as investment properties that have flooded while we've owned them. And it's been some of the worst experiences that we've had.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember in 2016 when we had the memorial house or 2015 we had the memorial house and boom, we were scared. We were scared that at any moment we were going to get a call from the neighbors or someone saying, hey, your house may flood.
Well, and that's one thing I will say is if you have a house that you think might flood, you investors who have 10, 15 properties or more out there, as soon as that storm is low enough for you to get out there, you need to get eyes on every single one of your properties and make sure that you don't have damage.
There's houses, for example, that are going to flood regardless. The one that I had over in Inwood,
Yeah.
I mean, it flooded almost every time it rained.
Yeah, I mean, it was in a flood zone. FEMA had even torn down a bunch of houses in the area already because they kept flooding. And so you just got to get out there and put eyes on it. Don't just say, oh, nothing's going to happen or nothing happened to that house. If there's a disaster, get eyes on all of your properties. But we're talking about giving value to your clients. So what ways can you give value? Well, you can give them tips, right?
Yes.
Here's things that you can do. For example, if you have homeowners who've got a swimming pool, and I sent this out, for example, to all the agents yesterday, give them advice on what to do with that swimming pool.
Yes.
I know homeowners who are like, well, it's going to flood. Let me drain my whole pool. That is one of the worst things that you can do. The pool has pressure that from the earth that pushes back up against the pool.
Do not drain your whole pool.
So when you drain your pool to make it like a big retention pond, all you're doing is giving the opportunity for your pool to come out of the ground.
If you've ever wondered why you walk into an old house and you have like a part of the pool that's sticking up and then the other part is kind of lopsided the other way, that's why somebody thought it'd be a good idea to empty it and then boom, the pressure from the earth pops it up.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. So you just want to give good advice to your clients. Now, when we get back, we'll give you a little bit more advice. Yeah. We're also going to be jumping into how severe weather can affect your business.
Yeah.
Because, believe it or not, even though you may not own any houses, if you have listings out there or you have properties that are getting ready to close, you will be affected by this storm. Find out next after the break.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest. Everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepickettrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepickettrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
Another breaking weather segment?
Yes, another breaking weather segment. No, I queued up the wrong music on that one. It should have been this one.
It made sense to me. I liked it.
So we're back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where you chat with us live during the show. We can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we're talking about ways that you can add value to your clients during a big storm like this. And I said the wrong way to do it is for you to go out there and be like, hey, sell me your really bad house, or hey, give me some construction work because I know that you flooded. Because people don't react well to that. And I learned that firsthand. I didn't think of the consequence when I sent out that flyer. And after I got the calls, I was like, oh, yeah, I could see how that would be misconstrued as like I'm just some like predatory person trying to take advantage. So don't do that, but you do want to provide value. Now, what we mean by providing value is not freak everyone out. Don't be like, oh my God, the world's going to end. You got to go out there and do all this stuff.
Doomsday prep.
Yeah, but if you know, for example, like we said, a house takes in water. There's houses that every single time it rains really hard, they take in just a little bit of water. Put out sandbags. Tell them, hey, you should put out some sandbags to prevent much of that water from coming through. Other things you can do is send them out tips on electrical. Here's what you can do if your electricity goes out. Here's where you can rent a generator. And you got to remember, everyone always gets stuff for the storm after the storm. And everything gets sold out. Heck, I went down to Kroger earlier, Everything is gone. I mean, the shelves look like the hurricane already came through.
Yeah.
Everything is gone. All the non-perishables, all the water, everything. If you need water, by the way, the tip is go to Home Depot and Office Depot. Apparently, they sell pallets of water. They have their pallets of water there too.
Nice.
But they're not as popular. No one thinks of going there.
No one does.
And I'll steal that tip from Fabian. Fabian was the one who posted it, that he was at Home Depot and showed the pallets of water over there.
That is a great tip.
But go ahead.
I was going to say another one. A lot of parents typically scramble to figure out which ISDs have closed, which have not. And so a good one on your Facebook business page is just keep up to date with that certain segment of your audience, and just let them know which ISDs have closed down, which remain open, just so you're providing value in some way on your social media.
That's a great idea. Yeah,
letting all your clients know if their kids are going to have to go to school or not.
Yep.
Yeah, and you might find it a little bit funny, but I do think that there's a lot of value too in just keeping track of the storm.
Yeah.
Hey, this is where we're at. This looks like the storm's going to be hitting around this time. I mean, you don't have to post that every single 10 minutes, but if you see that the storm is changing path, hey, the storm looks like it might be changing path, or whatever's going on, it's good to provide those updates for people, because you give them value. It's not you saying, let me go remodel your beat up house. It's you saying, hey, look, here's some stuff of value. Here's things that you can do to help protect yourself during a storm.
And then here's the other thing. If you're going to take in water and you have and there's a high possibility that a portion of Houston may, then what happens afterwards? Who do you call?
Ghostbusters.
Well, now, in what situation are we talking about?
Who are you going to call?
If you have listings, or if you're an investor who's got investment properties, or, I mean, let's go over both scenarios.
Yeah.
So if you have listings, you need to go out and make sure that your listings are okay.
Yeah.
And you need to be advising your clients that they need to get out there and take a look at their listings, because you're only one human being.
Yeah.
If your office has 150 listings, there's no way you're going to be able to drive around the whole city, especially after a disaster, and look at 150 houses. So you need to be telling your clients, hey, make sure you take the time to get out there and take a look at all of those
your
listings.
active listings are probably the clients you should be reaching out to first with the hurricane preparedness tips for their home, and where they can go to get certain tools or things that they might need to prepare their home against any potential damage.
Yeah, especially the vacant homes. And I would say if you're an investor and something does happen to your home, immediately the first thing you want to do is get on the remediation efforts.
Yes.
The faster that you can start to remediate, the less damage there will be. I know an investor, for example, who wanted to get an insurance claim. And so he refused to call any remediation company or anything, and he was calling the insurance company. Of course, after a big storm, man, the insurance companies are flooded.
Yeah.
You're going to be waiting on hold for 10, 12 hours to get a hold of somebody. And if you wait to do that remediation, he wound up, this was back in like 2009. I walked the house like 6 months later. This is how I found out about it. But I walked the house because he wound up having to sell it because the mold was growing so bad along the walls that he would now needed a professional mold remediation, and the insurance company refused to cover that because they said, hey, you didn't take didn't take the proper steps when it happened to remove the water, cut out the sheetrock, get things taken out, get the rotten wood out of there, remove anything else in there.
He neglected to make any effort on his part.
And they denied the claim.
Sure.
And so he wound up having to sell the house, and it was bad. It was really, really bad.
Yeah.
So the last thing you want to do is just ignore the problem. You definitely need to get out there and immediately start remediating the house. And I can tell you, it's really hard to get remediation companies after a big disaster. There's just not enough.
Because they're swamped. So usually you end up having to go to like a Home Depot or a Lowe's and rent one of their big vacuums.
Big vacuums, blowers, dehumidifiers. You want to cut sheetrock out. If you got, it depends how bad your flooding was. But example, if you got even just a few inches of water, you probably want to go ahead and you want to cut your sheetrock out. One thing I recommend is that if you see the water start coming up real high on your house, go kill your breakers. Go shut down your breaker box, because I see too many houses where there's an outlet, somebody has a floor outlet, and they don't realize that they have a floor outlet, and it shorts out the whole house, and now you have an even bigger problem. So you definitely want to make sure that if you see the water start coming in, go shut off the breaker box. Alongside what we were talking about pools earlier, don't drain the whole pool, but you turn off all of your pool equipment. You don't want your pool equipment to get damaged, and it can also short out. It's an electrical component. Even though it's meant to take water inside, it's not meant to be flooded in water. So those are other little tips.
Same thing with your AC.
Yeah, your AC. It doesn't make sense to put things in more danger. And anything electrical, come on, water and electricity, everybody out there knows they just don't mix.
Yeah, exactly. So what you're telling me is everyone should just drive to San Antonio.
Well, I mean, no, because you can't do anything with your houses from San Antonio.
I know.
Give it up, man. No one's going to San Antonio with you to sit in that.
I'm trying to recruit you guys to come with me. Come on.
Yeah, and one thing I will say, and this is something that a lot of people have not taken into consideration, if you have a house that is going to close on Monday, surprise,
new appraisal.
It will not be closing on Monday if it has a loan.
Yeah.
Why not? Because you got to get an appraisal inspection. Now, you don't have to get a brand new appraisal, but the appraiser has to get out there, re-inspect the property, make sure it's in the same condition it was prior to the storm.
I know Rudy's watching.
Yeah, Rudy's watching.
Says, great info, guys.
Give us a little insight on that, Rudy, as far as...
If Rudy wants to type a little bit about in the comments into what the specifications are on that, but I can tell you that this is something that happens every single time, that people are like, okay, I'm closing Monday. Big storm hits over the weekend. The county says state of disaster. Now you need to have an appraisal inspection.
Well, you need, I mean... What buyer isn't going to be freaking out overall?
Did the house flood?
Yeah, whether their house they're getting ready to buy and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on is in the same shape that they agreed to buy it on.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So,
makes sense.
I think if you have a Monday closing, it's probably a good time for you to send that extension right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you have a Monday closing, you just need to assume that there will be something happening this weekend. And if it doesn't happen, great. You'll close on Monday, no problem. But
Brandon
if it
keeps
does,
giving me the eye. He keeps giving me like the evil eye, and I just realized we don't have a
closing
Monday.
on Monday.
We don't have a Monday closing. We have a Wednesday closing.
You have a Wednesday closing. Yeah. No, but still, you got to remember, all those appraisers are going to get flooded with inspection requests.
Yeah.
So you want to be at the top of that. Yeah, I don't even mean to.
I know.
My bad. They're going to get swamped. Oh, that's not a good one either.
No.
Inundated. Oh, no.
They'll be inundated. Oh.
They're going to be drowning in work.
Yeah. They'll be drowning in work. There'll be a stream of calls coming to them. It'll be like a river of calls. But it's so true. You got to keep those things in mind. If you are a realtor, if you're an investor and you have a property that was going to close, know that that's going to happen. And don't be the investor that goes on Facebook on Monday and says, goddamn title company and then lender won't let me close. No, guys, that's just the federal regulations. You got to learn to deal with it. And if you know about it in advance, then you're not as worried as you should be.
And when you're an investor and you have a handful of houses on the market or more, or even if it's just one or two, you're under a lot of stress when something like this happens.
Oh, yes, you are.
You're
Absolutely.
under a whole lot
I remember
of
the past 2 years. I mean, we had to, we had nerves just the whole time, wondering,
is one of our houses going to flood? Is the storm going to come over and take the roof off?
Yes.
Is there going to be an electrical shortage and everything's going to burn up? And how long do we have to wait for the insurance to come over and look at it?
And meanwhile, the rain just keeps going and going.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I hate it, man. It's funny because I tell people all the time, like, I used to like storms when I was a kid because it meant I didn't have to go to school.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because our house never flooded.
That was the best time when we were growing up.
Our house never flooded.
We were like,
I watched the water come up. I'd be like, hey, look, my neighbor's house got water in it. You're kind of an a-hole little kid. You don't realize how much that damage costs.
We used to walk up and down the street. We used to take out like the little tubes and like just float up and down.
My friends would tie ropes to the back of these big trucks, like bus trucks, and then they would like swim on the water. And my parents were like, that's crap water. Like there's poop in that water. And I'd be like, that's gross.
I lived down the street from my high school, and so walking right down the street, it opened up into the soccer fields and stuff, and there was a retention pond in the area as well. And so when it flooded, me and my friends, we went out there and just had a ball. We were swimming, splashing around.
I mean, when you're a kid, a flood is like the most fun thing in the world. But when you're an adult, you're an investor, you're a real estate agent, even an insurance person, mortgage. I feel really bad for insurance people right now.
Yes.
Why? Because they're
holding on tight
ready to be flooded with
calls.
They're
getting a lot of calls. I won't use any more.
Take the back of the vocabulary a little bit.
But there's nothing they can do for you right now. They cannot issue new flood policies at this time. Yeah. So there's a hold on it. If you try to call
I wonder how many
policy,
people at this point are like, hey, I think I'm going to need a flood policy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can I get that right away?
How does that work?
I think it's within 48 hours of landfall. Now, I'm not sure about that. If there's an insurance person listening, please let us know.
We need someone who understands insurance to come in.
We'll probably have one next week.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need an insurance person next week to come in here and tell people how to file claims.
Tell us exactly how to file a claim and actually get our claim heard and processed, because I know that's going to be one of the hardest things that'll happen after a big storm like this.
So I have a question. Do you evacuate? Should you evacuate for a storm like this?
We're not. I mean, the only reason I'm going to San Antonio is because I have a training over there. Otherwise, I'd stay at home and watch Netflix.
Yeah. David, what do you think?
Not where I'm at.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. Depending on where you're at, you should really consider evacuating.
Yeah.
If you live in Galveston, you're right on the coast. You're within the storm surge area, Evacuate, guys.
My
Don't
mother-in-law
be the people
is
that
down
get
there.
stuck. Yeah.
She literally lives right across from the beach, and she went and doubled down on her beer. So we'll see.
Oh
Eddie,
my gosh.
Eddie Borrego said he is not evacuating.
Storm
he said, nope.
party. Nope. Where, does Eddie live by the?
Oh, I can see Eddie
right
saying
near the
that too.
beach, man.
You know what? You said storm party, and I kid you not, Brandon and I went to get our haircuts earlier, and we were at the barbershop, and everyone there was talking about how they were going to have a storm party this weekend.
Oh man, I just watched a video of this woman who went into like a liquor store and literally stole like 7 bottles or 8 bottles of liquor, and she's just putting them in her purse. And there's another customer who's like, "What are you doing? What's going on?"
No, that was an accomplice, man.
Oh, that was an accomplice?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was another customer. I thought that was a good Samaritan on the other side. But she was like
so she's
totally
putting
ready.
bottles in her purse.
So it says that what they're doing is they're re-inspecting the properties to make sure it's still a functional property that can be lived in.
There you
go. And that's from Rudy.
Make
Rudy just
sure
said that.
that it
Thanks
didn't
a lot,
flood.
Rudy.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate that, Rudy. And like I said, if you are an insurance person, we do want to know, what is the regulation on insurance? Why can they not issue policies right now? And after the floods, when can you get a policy? So if my house does flood over the weekend, I didn't have a flood policy. When can I go get my flood policy?
When will they decide how much to jack up your rates?
Yeah. And then you may as well get that volcano policy while you're at it, because it's bound to happen, right?
It's going to happen at some point. No, it's all right. So everyone's having a party this weekend, regardless, because this weekend is the big
Mayweather
fight.
McGregor fight, man.
That?
No, we didn't, but we should talk about that later in the show.
Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah, we do want to talk about that, because
maybe take some bets from everyone out there.
Yeah, we'll take some bets on the show. We'll totally book it up over here on this show. And then, but we won't. Don't
what that means.
No one go tell the law.
Yes, please don't tell on us. All right, when we get back, we'll finish giving you guys some tips, and then we got to talk about a really big, important case, and why the judge just dropped a huge bomb on this thing.
And it's a big one.
All right, you're on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express, who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into dollars for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about the. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicket.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And you are back on Realty Ruckus. You can find us live on Facebook and YouTube. We are Storm Search 2017. And we're also talking about today the giant Zillow, which is why I have this big, epic music, because there's been a big legal battle going out where Zillow was being sued for their Zestimates, and they were being told, you're not an appraiser, you can't be appraising houses, you got to quit giving value because you're killing the market out there. And recently, the case was dismissed.
Oh, that's crushing.
The judge determined that Zillow, under free speech, had every right to be giving an estimate of value. And it's funny because Ashley Patton was on the show. We went over this case. We said, Ashley, if you were the judge on this case, what would you rule? He said the exact same thing. He said, they're not saying ever that this is an exact value. They're saying that this is an estimate of value, and it's not even something that we're manually calculating. It's something that's automatic. It's an algorithm that we created, and it throws out a number, and if that number sticks with people, great, and if it doesn't, oh well, it's no big deal. And that's exactly what the judge determined. He determined that because it was a computer that was creating the values, and they called it an automated valuation model, an AVM, that it's a value model that comes up on its own through the computer. It's reading data, and then it says, this is what I believe a house is worth. Now, the case is dismissed, and that's a really big deal. Why? Because it means that they have no liability in what number they put out there.
Which really ticks me off, by the way. I don't like it at all. I'm not a fan of Zillow. Of course, you guys, if you watch the show, you know that. Zillow is not my friend or our friend or really any realtor's friend, in my opinion.
No.
And I was kind of looking forward to them taking a hit and getting out of the way and quit, just interjecting their agenda into our business and industry.
Oh, I mean, it would have been massive had the judge ruled that they had to take their Zestimate down, or that they probably would have ruled something like that they had to put a big giant disclaimer on it or something. I doubt that they would have told them they have to remove it, because at the end of the day, I do believe in free speech. They're not claiming to be the person, but the problem is that the Zestimate gets touted so much that the general public is beginning to view it as an appraisal model.
Well, and the judge dismissed it based on it not causing anguish or suffering. I'm reading this right out of here. She dismissed it saying, Zestimates are on public and user-submitted data. They're not offensive and they do not cause anguish or suffering.
Yeah, because part of the lawsuit, just to update you really quick on the lawsuit, one of the latest things they added to the lawsuit was that home builders were saying that it was causing them anguish and suffering because they were listing houses.
I would agree.
And then the Zestimate was a lot less than what they listed for.
They caused me anguish and suffering.
That's suffering. That's monetary suffering.
Yeah, that's monetary suffering.
I have anguish and suffering every time I hear some seller tell me about their Zestimate. That causes me anguish and suffering.
Now, you know what I love about sellers, though? They only talk about the Zestimate when it's higher than what you think.
Yeah, you're
right. When the Zestimate is lower than what you think, they never bring up the Zestimate.
Right. You're so right. You're like, so have you checked out your Zestimate? No.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. And then buyers, on the other hand, only ever bring up a Zestimate when it's lower than what they want to pay so that they can get it even lower. Because if it's higher than what they want to pay, then they never bring up the Zestimate.
Rudy predicts, or he's asking, will the Zillow's estimate be accurate by the next eclipse in 2024?
Well, I'll tell you why this ruling kind of has two heads, because it is a little scary. And Rudy can attest to this. Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, they're getting ready to roll out a new program. And it's a no appraisal program.
Woo.
Yeah, so the way that this is going to work is that you won't have to hire an appraiser if you put down more than 20% on the home. And what they'll do is that they'll take an automated valuation estimate model, just like the one that Zillow has. They'll create their own. I don't know. Maybe they will use Zestimate. They haven't released that. I'm guessing they'll have to create their own.
I hope so.
And then based off of that, they will start valuating houses. And as long as that valuation says it meets the requirements for the 20% down, then you will no longer need an appraiser. Now, why is that a big deal? It's a big deal because this judge just ruled that automated valuation models can't be taken as evidence, that they are just opinions. Now, what happens is Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, they're using it as evidence of the value of a home. It's not just an opinion. They're saying that's the evidence for what we think that home is worth.
Sure.
And that's what's really scary in the lending world is how is that going to play out when someone takes this case and says, but wait a minute, this judge over here ruled that those things are just estimates. They're just opinions of value.
Yeah.
You're saying that that is the fact. I can see a lot of problems coming soon with technology.
Well, and here's the other thing. I mean, is it really going to save you any kind of fees or anything? I mean, you're talking about spending $500 to get a third-party opinion to give you an approximate opinion on the value.
Yeah.
Right? To save $500, you're going to move into using some computer that may or may not be right and could potentially bot your loan. I don't know if I even think that's a real way to produce more loans.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to make lending a lot easier because people are just going to start plugging stuff in there. And if it's 20% and the value model says
it looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Cool. Yeah. All right, cool.
I see that as an opening for just more problems.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that what Rudy said, hopefully when they start rolling this thing out, it'll be a lot more accurate than Zestimate. I don't know exactly how Zestimate calculates its values.
No,
I can tell you that.
We talked about it at one point, but it was still a jumbled mess.
No one knows.
Oh, yeah, what's proprietary information?
And I think that's what makes them so scary is that no one really knows. And maybe if Zillow wanted to be more transparent, they would say, look, these are the things that we're taking into consideration. But the second that you do that, your competitors are going to jump out, they're going to steal it, and they're going to start creating the exact same thing. And now you have a really big problem because if everyone starts saying that that might be the value of a property, guess what? That might be the value of a property. That might be what people are willing to pay for it. Because really, that's all an appraisal is an opinion of value based on what people in the area have been paying.
I think all of this at the end of everything, and we can go in circles and circles on why this is right or wrong or it's going to work or it doesn't work or any of that. But at the end, it does come down to the fact that if you're in this business, you at some point or another have to educate your client on how stupid it is to take a Zestimate seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know what? That's going to be, I mean, the point that BB's making is that's going to be really hard to educate buyers and sellers on that when Freddie Mae and Freddie Mac are using the same type of system to generate appraisals that actually are actionable items that do, could possibly produce anguish or suffering.
It creates such a gray line and it creates so much confusion. People are going to be like, wait, but doesn't Zillow do the same thing as Fannie and Freddie?
Yeah.
And I'm getting a Fannie Freddie loan, so why wouldn't I look at the Zestimate?
Yeah.
And now you're really getting into a problem.
Yeah, because
there.
the judge ruled on it. Let me look back here. I saw it real quick. Okay, it says, given Zillow's representations regarding Zestimates as pled in the complaint, plaintiffs have failed to plausibly allege that Zestimates are anything more than non-actionable statements of opinion.
Yeah.
However, with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae rolling out this program, that becomes an actionable item.
Absolutely.
I guess it's still opinion, but it's based on some computer model that's based on data, which could be construed as a factual representation.
And what happens on the $600,000 loans, $800,000, $1 million loans? I mean, let's talk about properties in New York and in California. $4 million, $5, $6, $10 million properties. Just because someone's putting the $2 million down, does it mean that they really shouldn't be appraising that property?
Yeah.
And that's when you have to really start looking at it and going, I'm not so sure anymore. Well, should we allow computers to be doing that? It gets very confusing. And as a consumer, I would be really confused. I'd be like, can I take these estimates seriously or not? It's already hard enough to get people to not agree with the county value.
Yeah.
People already think that the county value is the value.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the county value is way off. It's either way high or way low or somewhere in the middle that's not right.
Yeah.
But it's way off. And you already have to educate people on that. Now we're having to educate people why Zestimates are wrong. What's next? Now we got to start educating people on the fact that, well, I'm sorry that you couldn't get that loan process because the automated valuation model is saying that it doesn't qualify. It's not there. People are going to start getting ticked off. I see this being a problem.
I don't know. I almost don't believe that this went down ethically. I mean, it just feels to me like maybe at some point or another, somebody just kind of talked to that judge and was like, hey,
Okay, so Alan is bringing in some conspiracy theories.
I'm just saying, man, it just doesn't seem right to me. At some point, this judge is just going to be really, really wealthy and he's just going to have
that aliens meme you can pull up?
Yeah, I know, right?
Brandon.
It was aliens.
It was all aliens that did it.
Next on Realty Ruckus, why we didn't land on the moon.
Oh, boy. Do we really have to go into that?
I thought we were going down conspiracy theory road
We can
today.
talk about we might have to change the name of the show here. All right, so is this going to help the realtor or is this going to hurt the realtor? That's all I care about.
Look, man, I think there's one more case right now that hasn't been ruled on, and I think this is the one that I'm really waiting for. And it's realtors going against Zillow saying, take our damn listings down. You're profiting from
Those
them.
are my pictures.
Those are my
That's
pictures.
That one's already been ruled on, the pictures thing.
The pictures got ruled on already.
Yeah.
And so Zillow did have to pay out to the photographers.
Not as much as originally
ruled, yeah. But the one that I'm really concerned with is you're making money off of my listing.
Yeah, they are.
Therefore, that's my intellectual property. Whether my MLS has an agreement with you or not to use the data,
Yeah.
you're still producing income from my intellectual property. Therefore, you owe me something on all those listings because
So
Zillow, that's how they make all their money. They sell leads off of the
your
listings
listings.
Someone
that we
else's
have.
listings.
Yeah, no. What's
That they
funny
didn't
is
do anything
you
for.
can't claim your listings unless you're a Zillow Premier agent.
Yeah.
and
so someone else can claim your listings on their site.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. To me, it's crazy that I can go on Zillow and it'll have some other agent's name and not my name on there just because I'm not a Zillow Premier agent. I'm not paying for their marketing.
After all the money that we spent on Zillow and realizing how poor of a service it is, how very little value they actually provide.
Zero.
I feel very bad for the agents out there that are still buying or paying for their marketing through
Yeah, I think the only way that you could be successful on Zillow is if you own the 99% majority of the zip code that you're working in, and you're getting every single lead. And even then, you're going to be filtering through a lot of garbage before you get to anything
You'll
viable.
be closing what? I think it's like 3%.
It's lower than that. I think it's 1% on Zillow.
Yeah.
So for every 100 leads you get, you might get one deal out of that. That's pretty bad. And if there's an agent out there that's doing better on Zillow than I'm saying,
there are a couple of
just,
them here
just
in
let
town
me know.
that do real well, but that's the trick. It's you got to buy the entire zip code. You got to pay for the entire thing. You can't buy portions of the zip code or whatever allocations they have of it.
Yeah.
You have to own the entire thing. So you have to have a huge budget to be able to do that. And most of the agents that buy Zillow ads aren't big budget agents.
Yeah,
they're
not.
They have smaller budgets. They start at $200-$300 and they get nothing. They're the ones that are being taken advantage of.
Oh, and
they'll
you get leads, and you can buy your seller leads, and you will get leads. But guess what? Almost every single person I would call would be like, oh, actually, I'm trying to fight my county value, and all I wanted to do was get his estimate. So that's why I filled my information in.
Yeah, you're right. I remember
and
that.
it's so frustrating because it's like, okay, great. Yeah, another person trying to fight their county values. But I feel like I just may as well go get a job as an appraiser fighter or an HCAT fighter than as anything else, because that's all I was getting from Zillow. It was really frustrating.
Yeah. If you're out there and you're looking for a place to spend money, just don't spend it on Zillow, and understand that they are not looking out for our best interest. They're really not. They are the realtor's enemy, and they just want to. They're a sheep they're a wolf in sheepskin.
Yeah, no, I really do agree with that. And one thing I'll say is we have to hope instant offers is a big bonkers failure, which it's already looking like it's going to be. It's not having a lot of success. I know they're trying to roll it out in some other cities to see if it will have success. We have to hope it doesn't have success, and we have to hope that in that other ruling, the judge rules in the realtor's favor and says the realtor owns that listing, the broker owns that listing, not the MLS, and the broker has the right to tell you to take that listing down.
That's right.
And then what is Zillow going to do? They won't be able to sell leads anymore.
If that's the case, I'm letting everyone know right now, they are not getting any of our listings ever. I can't stand Zillow. Ever. All right, you guys are on the Realty Ruckus. We have to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll continue our show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express, who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, or wherever you chat with us live during the show. We can answer your questions live on the air. Now, this day has been all based around the storms and around Zillow, which is one of the biggest things we used to talk about. We hadn't talked about Zillow in weeks, by the way. I was pretty proud of us, but we had to give people the updates on that ruling. It's a really big ruling.
It's important,
and it makes a big difference in the real estate industry. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into Alan's tip of the day today. And he's going to be talking about how to not let buyers control your life and your world.
I love this subject, and I love it because I see it happening to all new agents that come into the industry.
Yeah.
They come in, they want to please, right? So your first mindset is
no clients at all either.
Yeah, you have no clients, you have no business, and now all of a sudden you go into people pleaser mode.
Oh man, you get that first phone call that's like, I'd like to take a look at this property.
Yeah.
You know nothing about them.
You know nothing about them. You've
yes,
never
let's
met
go look
them.
right now.
You don't know if they have any money, if they're just window shopping, or what they're doing.
They're
and all of a
serial
sudden, yeah, they could be serial killers, you know. and all of a sudden,
it puts the lotion on its skin.
I remember, and I don't remember what class it was, but we were in some sort of class or an event that we were hosting, and somebody got up in the middle of a presentation and ran out of the room. And I remember asking that person what happened. What, you know, like I thought maybe like there was an accident.
I do remember this, yes.
It looked like there was a major emergency.
Something very urgent.
And we ran out and we were like, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? Oh, yeah. I had a client call me and they said they wanted to look at a house, so I'm going to have to leave early. And it just, I mean, my jaw dropped to the ground. They had paid money to be there. They were going to leave this class to go open up a door
because they said,
for a client.
I have to go show this house in the next 30 minutes or I'm going to lose my client.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? You're going to lose a client because you can't be there in 30 minutes? That's crazy.
So less, and more than just a tip of the day, it's how do you get out of buyer hell? How do you not get into it, period, to begin with?
Yeah. So what can you do?
Well, first off, I think it's important to set your ground rules, your expectations, and let them know that you are not their servant. That's not how you get paid. You get paid to provide access to important information. You give them value. You give them all of the resources that they need to make this transaction easy on them. But it's not because you're going to go open up 1,000 doors for them.
Now, do I literally say that? Listen, Linda. I'm not your servant. That's not how I get paid.
No, it's not how you talk to them. Of course, when you're sitting down in front of a buyer, you're going.
The only reason I say that, and I'm being sarcastic, but there's somebody out there listening who will be like, well, Alan at White Picket Realty told me that I should do this, and then I got fired.
And that's fine. If you get fired by the client that wants you to show them 100 houses, you are better off, in my opinion.
I agree.
You're better off. Now, and you know, before you get fired, maybe you should refer that client to someone that can handle the client, give them the right expectations, and take a 25% referral fee so you make nothing at all.
Yeah.
No, but more importantly, letting them know what the process is up front, and that it's not a process of selection, it's a process of elimination.
Absolutely.
Yes. When you can get that thought across to that buyer, your life is going to be so much easier. That's my tip of the day. I hope that it helps you guys. If you have any additional questions on how you can get out of buyer hell and make your job a whole lot smoother and a whole lot easier, feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help you. Let's talk about some of the events that we have coming up.
So I only got a couple of events to talk about, and then we'll get into the Mayweather-McGregor fight because I know everyone wants to talk about that. So this coming Tuesday, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., Capital Concepts Networking Mixer at Chapman and Kirby down on Ida, which is a great venue. It's always been a great time. I hope to see you guys out there. Yeah, great drinks as well. They serve up a mean old fashioned there. And then on Thursday, one of our agents, Yesenia, actually won a happy hour from Howl at the Moon. And so we're all going to be going out there from 7 to 11 p.m. And they've actually incentivized us to bring out even more people. So feel free to join us for the festivities. If you get there before 9, we'll actually get $50 extra and I think drink money.
Yes, and
they have really great
gave us
specials going
a credit, which Yesenia has already committed to spending on more drinks.
Yes. Woo!
So it's her credit, but she said, you know what? If we get those people, we get those $50, I'm going to go buy more drinks.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
We're going to have a great time.
Yeah, that's next Thursday, the 31st, Howl at the Moon from 7 to 11 p.m. Just reach out to somebody at White Picket, let them know you're coming, and we'll hope to see you there.
Speaking of events, I just came back from NAREP's brand new chapter over in Katy, Texas. Their grand opening ceremony. They installed their board. One of the board members is one of our current company agents and members here. So I'm very, very proud to announce the fact that now we have board members not just in one NAREP chapter, but 2 NAREP chapters.
That's
here.
awesome.
One of our other agents here was one of the major sponsors for the event, Gina, and of course Pablo. I want to acknowledge both of them for just taking action and being part of that event. It was a great event.
Cool,
There was well over 100, maybe close to 200 people there.
Yeah,
nice.
Great food, drinks, and a lot of really.
I wish the
good
cameras
people.
would have shown the crowd so we could see how many people there were.
There's a couple good pictures in there.
Yeah, I love that,
we
man.
couldn't find parking.
A grand opening for an event. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, all right, so let's talk about McGregor. What's happening? Who's doing what? Who's going to win? Who's going to lose?
I'm trying to pull up the odds here.
Well, right now, last time I checked, there was a 3-1 odds on the McGregor-Mayweather fight. Now, that was about 2 days ago. Obviously, the lines shift a little bit depending on where the bets are going.
Yeah, so I got Mayweather at -500 and McGregor +400.
Okay, so it's a +400. So the odds actually shifted a little bit more in Mayweather's favor as the favorite to win the fight.
So help me understand. If I want to bet $100 on McGregor, how much do I make if he wins?
You would win $400 if you bet 100.
Okay,
got it. And if you want to bet if you bet 100 on Mayweather, you would only win $20.
Got it.
Yeah, because it's a 5 to 1 on that -500. So you'd only get $20 for a $100 bet.
Brandon, do you understand how that works?
No, and you guys don't even understand how it works. Don't
We're
gamble.
not bettors, all right?
Don't go quit your day jobs. Don't go start gambling. But I got to say this: who do you think is going to win? Take a pick right now. Who's going to take the fight? Tell us how they're going to win.
I would love for McGregor to win this thing.
Yeah,
I really would love it, and I would love if he just got really, really pissed off and all of a sudden just like did some kind of crazy ninja move and then just choked Mayweather out.
Yeah, but he can't win. That's
I know, but you know, it wouldn't be right. Like he would win, but he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I think, in my opinion, that's the greatest way to end that fight.
So you want him to go out there and choke Mayweather?
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I would do.
Mayweather's been headbutted before, so it wouldn't surprise me if that happened. But I honestly think, look, you've got quite arguably the greatest defensive boxer of all time in Mayweather, and you have somebody who's making their boxing debut. Not their professional debut, not their second time going out. No. This is literally the first time ever this guy will ever set foot in a boxing ring.
Yes.
I don't care how much experience he has in MMA. You have a boxing ring, it's completely different. It's not the same as the octagon. He's stepping into a different world. Mayweather's going to knock him out. It'll be Mayweather's first knockout in several years in the 6th round. You guys wait and see.
Oh, wait. Is that one of BB's bold predictions?
That's my bold prediction. Yeah. Mayweather knocks out McGregor in
Mayweather
round
knocks
6.
out in round 6.
Round 6.
That's your bold prediction.
Yeah.
I think he might be able to make it a few more rounds of that, man. That guy's
I don't
tough.
think so. I don't
He's
care
got an
how
iron
tough
jaw,
you are.
man.
Mayweather was landing punches on Miguel Cotto. Mayweather was landing punches on Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, but I heard he doesn't really punch that hard, man. I heard it's not about the.
Yeah,
strength
you
of
ever
his
been
punch.
punched by him?
From what I understand, he's very quick and he lands a whole lot of punches, so he scores a lot of points.
Yeah, I do know that one time he sucker punched that guy was out cold, and he had a concussion.
Oh, that's
And
true.
he was in the hospital for 5
That was a
days.
sucker
Well,
punch.
if anyone gets sucker punched, if anyone gets punched in the right spot, it's going to hurt
That's true.
regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon could.
But that's what
knock
I'm saying
somebody
is
out.
I don't think McGregor has the skills to protect
saying,
himself.
bro.
You wait and see.
Wait,
Mayweather.
what's your prediction?
I don't know enough about fighting to really put a good prediction on this, but I do want McGregor to win.
Yeah.
Everyone wants McGregor to win.
Yeah.
That's what they've been trying to get you to believe. McGregor's a rookie. He's an amateur. It's his first fight ever. Don't believe the hype. Mayweather, round 6. He will knock out McGregor. It'll be beautiful. Ittle be awesome. It'll be a great end to a great career.
Maybe has been horribly wrong before.
Yeah, that's true.
But I've also been horribly right.
A few times. We had a little experiment, and you were horribly wrong more times than not.
There's still the possibility that we will all be swimming while this fight is happening.
Oh, yeah, that's
So we
true.
got to think about that.
I may not even have power for the fight. That would be terrible.
Exactly. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining us on today's show. It's been a phenomenal day. Don't forget that we're on every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Don't forget to keep up your ruckus.
Don't drown,
we'll see
turn
you
around.
next time. Oh, yeah. Don't drown, turn around.
Don't drown,
turn around.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.